Hey guys, this is Keith Tustone coming to you from right here in Longview, Texas. Have a little training today that I want to talk to you about that I picked up. Basically, I got the idea when I was in church Sunday. The preacher was talking about the road less traveled, and I thought it really made a lot of sense in what he was saying. But also being an Advocare, I tend to look at things through that aspect of it also. And so these are some thoughts that I came up with that I just wanted to share with everyone else. First of all, the road less traveled. The road less traveled is calling you. The road less traveled is for everybody. You're not meant for average. Nobody ever growing up said that I just wanted to be average when I grow up. You know, we all dream of being something great as a kid, but for some reason we all stopped dreaming. Why? Why did we stop dreaming? For most of us, the reason we did is we can find our dreams down to the size of our paycheck. For whatever reason, the reason that is, our dreams got less and less the older we got because the amount of money that we were making, we said, well, that's never going to happen for us. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen for me. Well, through Advocare, that allows you to be able to dream again, to be able to do some things that you didn't think that you might not have thought you were able to do, to provide for your family in ways that you thought you may not be able to. This is what I would highly encourage you to do. If money were no object, I mean it did not matter. You had all the money you needed. What would you want to be? Now think about that. Don't factor in how much it's going to cost or what it's going to take to do it. What would you be if money was no object? The other part of that is not only are we not meant for be average, we're all called to have a higher purpose. Everybody inside of us, you have a champion that's waiting to get out. We all want to be great. We want to do great things. We want to impact people's lives, impact our families' lives. Be a good dad. Be a good mom. Be a good husband. Be a good wife. You know, we all want to do those things, and we all know that those things, they don't come easy. You have to work at those things. You know, we all want to leave our mark on life. The second point about the road is the road less traveled is not very crowded. Most people in life they're not out there competing for excellence. They're okay just by getting by with average. So if it's something that you're looking at that you don't want to be average, you get on the other road, it's wide open for you to go at. Now, the reason that is because most people are confined to their routine. It's easy going. There's not a lot of worrying about it. They know what they're going to do from day to day. It's their comfort zone, basically. That's what it is. It's safer to be normal than it is to be not normal. The reason being is you don't have to risk anything. You know, just to stay in your own comfort zone, there is no risk involved in that. So it's not hard for you to get out of that. You know, so people are very comfortable being where they're at, even though they may not be where they're at. They want to be in life. They're more comfortable being unhappy in the life they have than they are willing to risk getting something else that they want. And like I said, there's not a lot of competition for greatness out there anymore. People are okay being average, doing what everybody else does. You know, keeping up with the Joneses. You know, if the Joneses get a new car and we get a new car, then life must be fine. You know, something in the coaching world I heard a long time ago is that eagles don't flock together. You know, you don't see a bunch of eagles up at the top of the mountain when they're soaring high. It'll be a bunch of them bunched up in a group. You know, they're on their own because that's how it is in the rarefied air. It's hard to be there. It takes work to be there. You know, to survive there and to do what it takes. You know, which that leads us to the next point. The road less traveled is also challenging. You know, people are not going to want you to succeed. You know, for whatever reason that may be. There's people out there who don't want you to succeed on the road less traveled. And I think one of the main reasons for that is if you go a different route than the normal society and you do succeed, then there must be something wrong with them. and it's much easier for them to root against you to not to be successful than it is for you to be successful, and them to have to look at their own self and go, okay, what am I doing wrong that I could be doing better to where my family could have a better opportunity. So be ready for that when you jump on that road. There's going to be some bumps in the way, some people looking to pull you to pull you off of it. The other thing is it's not easy. It requires work. Here in Advocare, we have the greatest opportunity there is to impact your life and the lives of others. But don't ever get confused. Don't ever get confused with Advocare being a get rich quick scheme. Now you have the ability to make some money in a very fast time, but you have to put in the work to be able to make it. It's to be different. It's hard. You have to work at it. You must have a purpose. You must be willing to have short-term sacrifices for long-term gains. I talk to people all the time. They say they want to do Advocare. They want to do Advocare because of their kids and to provide a better life for them, and to do this and that for their kids to have a better opportunity. But the first time you ask them to do something to put some work in Advocare, to go to a mixer or to go to a BOM, well, I can't go. I got a ball game to go to. I got to take my kid to practice, whatever. And I'm not knocking any of that. I'm a high school coach, so I believe in athletics and doing those things. But at the same time, you have to be willing to sacrifice a little bit of time now for the amount of time and the quality of time that you're going to gain in the end. That's what it's about. So don't ever get it confused that this is easy to do. It's easy to follow the steps, but it takes work and effort to make Advocare work. The next thing the road less traveled is going to do is it's going to change you. It's going to change who you are. You have to become more to be able to travel on this road. You can't be the same person you were when you started the road once you start going down the road, especially in Advocare. If you've been around at all, or if you're brand new, I can tell you this, that top people in the company say it all the time. If you want your check to grow, then you have to grow, which means personal growth. So that's just something that you're going to have to be willing to take on once you get on that road. But you have to really you have to be mindful of what you watch, what you listen to, and what it is that you're also reading. Remember, like that old saying goes, garbage in, garbage out. Make sure you're putting good things in to get the good things out that you want. And you also, in Advocare and a lot, like in other things in life, you have to become more to be able to attract more. If you're the same person and you're only going to attract those certain people that are already like you or that are under you, but to move up and to move on to get to where you want to go and what you want Advocare to do for you, you have to become more so you can attract more. The road, and with that, the road less traveled, it's going to come with great responsibility. You have to change the way that you do and the way that you say things. Not so much saying, I'm not saying be somebody who you're not, but you have to be, and going back to that last statement, you have to become more so you're not the same person that you were when you began. People are going to be looking at you. In the coaching world, we say it all the time to our athletes is you can't soar with the eagles and hoot with the owls. And what that means is you can't be one of the best ones out there and to do the things it takes to be good and then stay up all night doing the things that owls do. You have to pick. Do you want to be great, or do you want to be an owl? So make sure that you're handling the responsibility that it takes. There's nothing worse than talking to someone about Advocare and about having a healthier lifestyle and doing things right and trying to lose some weight and have more energy and make some income. And the next thing that you're posting on Facebook is how broke you are, or you have pictures of you being at the club all night talking about how drunk you got the how drunk you got the night before. People aren't going to follow you. You know, they just aren't. And believe it or not, people are watching. You know, I remember growing up when I when I was in college. The motto I had is I don't care what anybody else thinks. You know, I'm going to do what I want to do, and that was the dumbest thing that I could have ever said, because perception matters. What people think of you will determine whether they will do business with you or not. Okay, so don't ever think that people are not watching you, even people who are on your team and people who are not on your team. You know, and that's the deal, is you have a team to lead, so you have to be responsible. And as far as being able to lead goes, one thing that I would add in there is that people will never do all the things that you are willing to do, but they will never do the things that you are unwilling to do. Think about that for a minute. People will never do all the things you will do, but they will never do the things you're unwilling to do. The last point I want to make on this is the road less traveled. It is waiting for you. You know, all you have to do is to decide to go. It really is that easy. Once you decide that you want to be different, it's a simple decision that you're going to do it. Then you're on your way to being there. Yeah, it takes those other things that we talked about prior to this that you have to do. But all it takes for you to change is to make a decision. And the last thing that is you have to remember, this road it is calling you. You know, nobody ever said they wanted to be average. Why are you willing to settle for it now? You know, why do you want to be average now? You know, I don't think anybody in their life, even right now, if you're honest with yourself, say, you know, I'll just be average and be happy. Those two things, they don't go too well. They don't go together well. So don't be average. You don't want to settle for average. You want to be great. And to be great, you have to get off the road that the norm is on, and you can get on the other road, you know, which is a less traveled road. That's where we all want to be at. We all want to be great. We all want to leave our mark. You know, and the biggest mark that you get to leave is on your own personal family, on the mark and the example that you're setting for your kids. You know, do you want to be just an average dad? Do you want to be an average husband? I don't think anybody out there does. Nobody wants to look back and say, well, you know, I was just average. I guess that's the best I could do. Let's don't settle for average. Let's become great. And the way you become great is on the road less traveled. Thank y'all for your time tonight.